All right, so good evening, everyone, once again. Today, we are going to be talking about this project. We're going to be creating a lead capture and CRM synchronization system on Zapier. And like I said, CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management, is actually a system used by sales team to monitor, follow up with leads, nurture leads, and then close up sales. Now, most sales team always know that the major problem that some sales team face is the fact that they used to forget who should be followed up with at a particular point in time and all that. And that is where the CRM system comes in. It helps you when you automate it to remind you who is to be followed up with, and helps you also automatically with some people that needs to be followed up with. You can even send email on your behalf. Can send email on your behalf. So today I want us to do something. I want us to do this system here that when a new lead is added to Google Sheets, add the lead to Airtable CRM. Now, I'm not going to be explaining much in Airtable because Equi has not done anything about Airtable. We are just going to use it as a CRM where we are going to input our data and do every other thing that we want to do. You understand? So now we have I'm going to create an Airtable base, or I think I have that created already. Customer order management system. Zapier CRM. Okay. So I have this. I have this. Let me see. CRM. Sales commission. Where's the CRM? Okay, we're just going to create a fresh table here. I'm not going to explain the process because we're not talking about Airtable today. Today is about Zapier. So where is the Airtable? Okay, so we're supposed to have first name. I will name this let me use this name, lead capture and CRM synchronization system. Okay, so supposed to have first name, then we're going to have, I'm preparing the Airtable base that will receive the data from Google Sheets. Last name, long text, no, should be single line text. What again? Email, phone, email, company, email, phone. Okay, so email, let me arrange this properly. Phone, company, email, phone number, company, lead source. So this should be company, which is a single line text. Company, lead source should be a status column, I think. Yeah, lead source. Okay, lead source should be single line text. Single select. So lead source we're going to have LinkedIn website, cold email referral, Facebook, LinkedIn cold email website. Okay. So these are the ones I want us to have. But I'm going to start by, let's leave LinkedIn out here. Copy this one. So I'll put LinkedIn here and create, and then paste the rest. Oops. Paste the rest. Okay. So now the rest are now here. Okay, correct. Okay, let me see if there's any other thing. Status, new lead. Mute. If you're not seeing anything, please, you have to leave and come back because my screen is being shared. And from here, I'm seeing that the screen is sharing. So you might leave the meeting and come back. Yes, it will solve it. Yeah. So, new lead, qualified, negotiation, contacted is there already, proposal sent is there, one lost. So copy these ones, create. And then delete this, save, paste. Please do not sign up Airtable. There is nothing you are doing with Airtable. That's what I've been saying. This is just to show you guys how Zapier works. I'm not teaching Airtable today. You understand? So if you guys are lucky enough and Equi does Airtable for you people, then we will teach Airtable. But for now, please do not sign up Airtable. Yes. Yeah. So we're going to name this table leads. We're going to name it leads. So my Airtable is set to receive data from Zapier. It's being recorded. The class is being recorded. Okay, so now this is you as a sales person. These are all your customers that you're supposed to be following up with. But you need an automated system, first of all, that the moment, let's assume this one that is new lead, the moment it enters your okay, what we are going to do now is this. I want some of you to drop your email, your name rather, full name, email and phone number. I will do the rest. I will put all of you as new lead. Email, phone number, and full name, please. Just drop it. Let me copy and put it here so that we can work with it. I want us to work with it so that you guys will also receive the email as we are doing that. I'm coming to check if you guys have sent it. I will take 1, 2, 3. I will take 3 people, the first 3 people that I see. So let me move this down. Because all these emails here are fake emails. They're not going to receive email when we send an automated email. So that's why I want to use real email. So I will also add my name so that, you know, if an email comes to you, it's only you that will see it. But I will add my name here. So let me add my name so that when the email comes, we can all see it. Koli.ccr@gmail.com 0035744. Company is Golden Blaze Enterprises. Lead source. Let's just do LinkedIn. Status, new lead. Deal value $5,000. Owner, let's just make it the same. Country, copy Nigeria. Next follow up. Let's leave this one for now. Okay, so let me pick up the people that sent. Jonathan Uchechi Precious. I'm going to remove one of your name. I'm going to remove Precious. Jonathan Uchechi. This is her email. Okay. And then phone number. And the next person is Amaka Geraldine. Amaka, your phone number is not here and your email is not here. So I will use Vivian. Email this. And what else? Phone number is this. So let me format this. There is a Nigerian number here. Okay, so we're going to work with these three: me, Jonathan Uchechi, and Vivian Chukwu. So let's assume they are all, these two are with Digital Reach Tech Company, and all of them are LinkedIn, new lead, 2,000, 1,500, okay, 1,200. All right. Now, so the moment you have all these, your clients that you are working with, your own is that you want, once anybody is added to this workflow, they should receive an email. Once somebody is added, they should receive a welcome email. You understand? Telling them about your company and all that, or blah, blah, blah. Or maybe we'll just strictly follow what is here. So the first thing here is that when this lead enters the Airtable, the Google Sheet CRM, add lead to Airtable CRM. So we are going to create a Zapier, and the trigger is going to be Google Sheets. Now, for every automation you are creating, there are two things that must be there. Without them, the automation will not work. The first one is the trigger. The trigger is like saying you bring a gun. The gun is automation. If you want the gun to fire, you must put the trigger. If you want the automation to run, you must have a trigger. And the trigger condition must be met. So if you bring a gun, and instead of pulling the trigger, you are polishing the trigger, shining it, that gun will never fire, except the condition is met, which is pulling the trigger before it fires. So this trigger here is what is responsible for everything in the automation firing. In that one we did before now that I showed you guys earlier, the trigger was when I put people's username, TikTok username on that Google Sheet, then the trigger should fire. But because that account has exceeded trial period, That's why I wasn't able to. That's why I was not able to actually do. I was not able to fire that automation manually. You understand? Or automatically, rather. So here, the next thing we are going to do is this. So it says the trigger is Google Sheets. And what is the trigger event? When a record is placed on Google Sheets. So new or updated spreadsheet row. This one is usually instant. There are two types of triggers. There is an instant trigger and there is a polling trigger. Instant triggers fires immediately you put that immediately the trigger condition is met. An instant trigger fires. Now, it might not necessarily be immediately. It might take like 3 minutes for Zapier to notice that, okay, this thing has happened though. It might not, most times it's not always immediately. It takes a little time, but it won't take that long, maybe 3 minutes or 1 minute sometimes. Sometimes it even fires instantly. But a polling trigger waits for a given time. You can say there are some triggers that you say fire every, under polling trigger, you have schedules. You can schedule a trigger to run every 9 a.m. in the morning. So every 9 a.m. the trigger will fire. Like there is an automation I set up for my association. I happen to be their my town meeting. I happen to be the assistant secretary there. So I am the one in charge of attendance. I set up an automation that everybody, once it's your birthday, you get a birthday message from us automatically, and it started working last month and it's been working since then. So what I set up as the trigger there was every 9 a.m. go to the Airtable base and check if there is anybody that their birthday is due today. And the moment he sees anybody that their birthday is today, it fires and sends a birthday message to the person. So that's a polling trigger. Instant happens immediately, that thing happens. So we're going to be using instant for this. New or updated spreadsheet row. So what it means is that if a new record is added here, it fires. If an existing record is updated, it fires the automation. That's what this means. New or updated spreadsheet row. Now I am going to connect my Gmail or my Google Sheets account. So I'm going to click sign in. And it's going to ask me to connect the account that has this Google Sheet here now that I want to use. That account is what I'm going to connect to. So yes, connect to Google Sheets. So the account is this one. Where is that? Oh, bata here. Ah, it's not here. Okay. It's this one. This one they do shakara. Okay, so let me try again. Click. Yes. Oh, don't stress me on. Okay, okay, it's connecting now. Continue. So I already gave Zapier access, but if I did not give it access, what I will simply do is to grant it. It will give me a box to tick and grant it access. Normally, I always grant it access to everything it brings on the screen. You understand? Grant it access and then click on continue. So once it connects, you will see a name here. You see it has connected to this account now. It has connected. So I'll click on continue. Then it is now going to bring out all the spreadsheets that are in that account for me to choose. So I'm going to choose, what's the name of this one? CRM sales pipeline. So this is it. I'm going to choose it. If you look, you will see that TikTok one we just did is here. You understand? So choose CRM pipeline. Then it's going to ask you which worksheet. Because sometimes, let me give you, if I click on this now, you will see that there are only one worksheet, sheet one. Why? Because there is only one worksheet here. So let me name this sheet leads, so that you will see the difference and add another sheet, sheet 2, sheet 3. Now let's go back and refresh. You will see that it will bring these 3 sheets. So you will select the one. No, we are still, for now, we are dealing with Google Sheets for now. We have not entered Airtable yet. Yes, the sheet is coming from Google Sheets. If I refresh it now, you will see that this change I made in Google Sheet will appear. It will have 3 now, leads, sheet 2 and sheet 3. So let's try. So if I click on refresh, you see leads, sheet 2, sheet 3. So I select the one that have the information I am looking for. Or better still, since we are dealing with this, let's just move these 3, just the 3 of them. Let's move the 3 of them to a different sheet. Let's move the 3 of them to a different sheet. Let's put it in sheet 2. Okay. So they are now in sheet 2. So that we'll work with sheet 2 instead and leave all those other data that are there. Okay. So I'm going to select sheet 2. And then it's going to ask me which column is your trigger column. Which column do you want the moment it is added? Let this automation trigger. So I'm going to select the column. What should I select now? What should I select? Email or status. Let's use status. Let me see. Let me use status. Continue. There is a reason I want to use status. Continue. So I'm going to test trigger. If I test trigger, it is going to bring all this information in sheet 2 to Zapier. Okay, so if I click on spreadsheet row A, you're going to see my name, my details. If I click on B, you will see Jonathan Uchechi and her details. If I click on C, you will see Vivian Chukwu and her details. So those are the 3 that you can find for now. So let's continue with mine first, so that when the email arrives, you're going to see that if I'm going to put email in that. So I'm done with the trigger now. I'm done with the trigger. I want this. Let me not put filter so that I will not confuse you people. Okay, now, if you look at this, this sheet here, Google Sheet says lead name, email, while this one says first name, last name, email. Who can tell me the difference between the two? I want to know if you are paying attention. The difference between this Google Sheet that says lead name and this one says first name, last name. What's the difference? Can anybody try? Just try. From even the mention of the detail, the name of the this thing, you should know what is the difference. Okay. So let's not waste time. Okay, try. You want to say something? Go ahead. Okay. You guys tried, but the difference between Thank you very much. Please, who is this? Vivian, I am owing you data. Are you in group 3 or group 7? Please chat me up. I'm owing you data. I don't know how you got that, but sincerely speaking, I wasn't expecting anybody to get it. Aha, no wonder. No wonder. Okay, so if you look at this table, you will see that this one comes in with the full name, Chidozie Okoli, in one row, while this one is expecting you to feed first name and last name. But how do you do it? Because this name is coming in as one. It is not separated. How do you now separate them? Which is where there is a node. It's not a node. There is a step in Zapier that can help you with this. And we are going to do it now. separating the two names so that they will come as individual. Because no matter what you do, sometimes some of these details coming from form, maybe the company ran an advert and people are interested and they start filling the form. And in that form, the company does not provide first name, last name. The company simply puts full name in the form. So I put my full name, Chidozie Okoli. It is going to come that way here. It is not going to be separated. But Airtable is expecting a separate first name and separate last name. And the reason why it's expecting that is this. Have you ever seen emails sent to people? And then you see, hello, Chidozie Okoli. You will always see, hello, Chidozie. Now, if you go to my email, most times when they mention your name, they will always mention only the first name. It is very few occasions you will see the full name. The standard for sending emails are usually first name, because that is what personalizes the email. So that is why the Airtable is expecting first name and last name. How do we achieve that? Now, achieving that, we are going to use what we call a formatter by Zapier. We're going to use a formatter to split the names into two. Please pay attention. I'm going to click on formatter. Now, don't forget that I've finished with my trigger. The trigger has already started bringing in information, which we checked here. This is me here. It came in as Chidozie Okoli, lead name. Separate them. So we are going to add formatter here now. And the formatter has different types. It has date and time formatter. It has number formatter, text formatter, utilities. But what we are looking for is a text formatter. So I'm going to select, I'm not going to explain all this. Date and time is used to format dates. For instance, a date can come in. Let's say you want everybody that brings in their detail, the day they filled the form, you want to set a deadline 5 days from the day they filled the form. So what it means is that you will take the dates that they filled the form and add 5 days to it. This date and time formatter can do that. Date and time formatter can also change your date format from MMDDYYYY to DDMMYYYY, which is what we use in Africa or in Nigeria. Most times we use the date first. So it's going to be 3rd March 2026 instead of March 3rd, 2026. But some information we bring in, let me even see what this one. You see this one now. It brought in the YYY, which is the year first, the month. Is this month? Okay, let's just, this is March, so which is the month? Okay, the year first, the month, and then the date. That's what this one brought in. But Airtable does not function like that. If I come to, if I add dates here now, if I add a date now, I call it, what will I call it now? Next follow up dates. Now, if you come to this format, you will see that what this is expecting is MMDDYYY, but I don't even use this. I change it to European. Whenever I'm working on Airtable, that's me. I like changing it to European, which is DDMMYYY. So let's change it to that and create. Now, if you send these dates to Airtable, you will have error. Why? Because it is in a different format. So the date formatter can help you with that. The number formatter can help you with a lot of things. You can do calculation, you can do reformat currency, plenty things. But what we are looking for today is this text formatter. So I'm going to select text formatter, click on continue. Then when I click on continue, what do you want to do? Capitalize. Capitalize is going to take, if you write, for instance, if I write Chidozie, all small letter. If you see this now, all of them are in small letter. Capitalize will take every first letter of every word and make it capital. That's what capitalize does. So if that's what you want, that's fine. Then we have convert HTML to markdown, convert blah blah, all these things, we don't need them. What I need today is, where is that organ here? Split text. That's what I need. Split text. So once I select split text, it's going to ask me which text do I want to split. That is where I do mapping. So what I want to split is lead name that came in from this Google Sheet trigger. So I'm going to click on this plus sign and then look for that lead name, which is this, and select it. Now, it is asking me the separator. What the two things you want to split, what is separating them? So, assuming I have Chidozie Okoli, what is separating these two now? Exactly. So, in the case of this one here, what is separating them? Space. So, I'm just going to press one space once. So, that is what is separating these two. Then I will go down. It's going to ask me, okay, which one do you want? I'm going to select first, which is going to give me first name, Chidozie, first, and then click on continue. If I do this test now, you will see what will happen. So I test the step, it is going to output Chidozie here. Now, having done that, I'm going to close this and I'm going to duplicate this because I also need the last name. I'll duplicate this and then I will come here and select last and click continue and then retest. It will bring my surname Okoli. So I'm done formatting. Now, don't forget that the date is also wrong. If I want to pass this date to Airtable, I will also need to format it to the format that Airtable expects, which is DDMMYYY. So I'm going to use a date formatter. So we're still going to use formatter. Then I will add date and time, continue, then choose a value. I'm going to format is the value. You see that one I told you, add or subtract is here. Compare date is here. Then what we want is format. Now it's going to ask me, okay, which is the input? Which is the date coming into Zapier that you want to change? I'm going to go to this Google Sheet because this is where the date still lives. The date has not been passed to any other step. So I'm going to look for the date, which is next follow-up. Click on it. Then which format do you want to change it to? I want to change it to, let me see, Airtable. Is this slash or hyphen? You need to be careful. So this one is using 25/3/2026. Some of them use 25-3-. So you need to be sure that it's exact same format. If you look at this DDMMYY, it's not the same thing because this one uses hyphen. So I'm going to select this one. Then leave this one as it is. From format, which format is coming into the system that you want to change? So I'm going to select that one is YYYMMDD. So which is this? Let me see that Facebook. Okay, this one uses hyphen. So I'm going to select hyphen here. YYYDDMM. Okay, so this is the format. Please mute. Somebody needs to mute. Genevieve Nudge. All these people that are leaving their camera on as well. Okay, so I've selected where I want from format and then I'm going to click on continue. Now it has brought this date 260302, which is the date in my name, 260302. Now I want to change it. Just test step. It's going to change it from that to this 02/03/2026. I am done with the format. Now I have the accurate data to pass to Airtable. So what I'm going to do next is to add the Airtable, to create the Airtable record. So I'm going to click here and then look for Airtable. Choose an event. Now, the event, what I'm going to choose is the create or update record. The reason I could have as well set create record, but create record means if I test run my name once, it will create my record. If I come back again, test run my name again, it will create my record again. If I test run it 20 times, it will create my record 20 times. But in a proper CRM system, that is not supposed to be. In a proper CRM system, if you fill the form 10 times, it will go back to Airtable and check, is this name existing already? So on Google Sheets, the name will appear 10 because we are not using automation for this. If you fill the form 10 times, the name will appear 10 times here. But the moment the name appears, the Zapier will pick it and go to Airtable and check, is this name already existing? If it is already existing, it will check whether there is anything that updated. Maybe your phone number has changed. Maybe your whatever it is has changed. Anything that has changed, it will simply change it to the pattern. Let me put number here. Let me even see the phone number this thing is expecting. 08035744742. Okay, so this format is correct. Okay, now why I am using create or update record is I want it to first go to Airtable, check if this thing is existing, then come back. If it is existing, it will update. So which means if your phone number in the second one you filled is not the same with the phone number in the first one, it will take the phone number and update it. But if the record is not existing at all, it will create a new one. So by so doing, you tackle what we call idempotency. Idempotency is where you set up your system in such a way that it does not duplicate. It does not duplicate, because a proper system is not supposed to be duplicating. It's supposed to either it brings the record and updates it if it's already existing, or create a new one. So I'm going to select create or update record. Then I'm going to log into my Airtable account. I'm going to log into my Airtable account, connect my Airtable, just like we connected WhatsApp when Equi taught us. Every app that you want to use, you must connect to it. So I'm going to add a base. Okay, this is already connected to my Airtable. Anyway, I'm not even teaching Airtable, so I'm not teaching how to connect. It's connected to my Airtable already, so I'm just looking for that. What's the name of this? Lead capture and CRM. So let me just look for it. Lead capture. This is what I was looking for before. And CRM sync system. So I'm going to grant access to it. Okay, so it has granted access to it. I will now click on continue. And then it's going to ask me, which base do you want to create this information? It is the lead capture. Then which table? If there are also multiple tables, we only have leads here. If I add another table here, Zapier will pull that table and ask you which of them. So since we only have one, I'm going to select one. Then it's going to ask you, which field do you want me to go and use and check if this record is already existing? And most times, it is always good to use a field that does not, a field that two people cannot have at the same time. So two people can have Okoli Chidozie. Two people can have Judith Chigere. Two people can have Vivian Chukwu. But two people cannot have your email. Two people cannot have your phone number. So what we use as a check for whether the record is already existing before, the only thing that can beat this record is if the person maybe uses another different email to create another account, which it is not your fault anymore. Please, this person should mute now. I've muted her how many times? Please. So if you use another email, it will assume you are another person and create another record. But as far as it's that same email, even if you change your name and use the same email, it will go to the Airtable base and change your name there, because it will assume that you have done, maybe you don't do baptism or confirmation or whatever, change your name, I don't know. And then it will change your name. You understand? So the primary lookup field should be email. I'll select email. Then the secondary lookup field, if you want to use two fields, that's fine. In this case, you can use email and phone number, because even if two people have one, even if you and your sister is sharing your email, are you and your sister also sharing your phone number? But I don't want to use secondary lookup. I'm going to leave it as it is right now. So I'm going to leave secondary lookup. First name. What is the first name you want to put? Now, I am not going to use the name that is in. All these things are showing us all the steps and the data that is inside them. If I click on this one now, the only thing I can see here is that full name. But this one is requesting for first name. So it is telling me, what is asking me is, I can see first name in Airtable. What do you want to put under this first name from the data coming in? So I am going to map this first name to the formatter, not to the Google Sheets. That formatter where I brought out the first name only. I'm going to map it to that. So I'm going to click on this, check if it is the right one. Had it been I opened it and it is Okoli, I will know this is not first name, this is last name. I will close it and then open the second one, which is Okoli. So this is the first one, which is what should be mapped here. Then last name. So what should I map in this last name? Anybody? Last name. Have they disappeared? I've already mapped Chidozie from the first formatter. From the second formatter. Okay, so I'm going to collect Okoli from the second formatter. Now, why am I mapping? Why I'm mapping is this. I can as well type my name here. Type Chidozie here, type Okoli here. Anything you type in here should be something. It means that value does not change. So even if somebody feels like Jonathan Uchechi now, if I use Jonathan Uchechi to try this step, and I typed my name here, Okoli Chidozie, it will not put Jonathan Uchechi to Airtable, it will put my name. Because I am telling it for every time you run, put only this name there. But why we are mapping is this. We are telling it that what we are interested in is this output. So whatever the value of this output is, that is what I need. So if I use Uchechi now to run the thing, when the name comes into Google spreadsheets, the name is going to come to formatter. The formatter will split the name and pick Uchechi as the first name, pick her surname as the last name. And when it comes here, it will give me Uchechi here, give her surname here. So this figure here is just telling you that the test result you are using or the test record you are using, this is what is there. It does not mean that this is what is going to be there forever. We will run the test again. You will see when it enters with another name, you will see that this output will show another name. So that's what is called mapping. Then email, we are also going to map email from Google spreadsheets. Then phone number will map from Google. You are going to map everything one by one. It is asking you that all these fields in Airtable, what do you want me to put there? Anyone you leave empty, it will not put anything there. So if, for instance, I come here now, I don't map anything, that means for every time it runs, it will forget about people's phone number. It will not add phone number. So what I'm doing is I'm telling it, okay, I received this information from Google Sheet, take it to Google Drive and put it under phone number. If I make mistake now and map phone number under name, if we come here and put phone number under name. So that's why you have to map correctly. So phone number is from Google Sheets. We have phone. Then company is also in Google Sheets. We have company. Then which one is this? What's this? Okay. Select. Is there anything like select here? Oh, there's select. Oh, I didn't change the name. This should be edit field. What's this? Source. This should be lead source. Lead source. Save. Lead source. So I'm going to refresh this so that it will bring the correct name. Lead source. Let's go back. Okay, you see it has changed to lead source now. So it's asking me lead source because for every time we put a data there, it is always a new lead. It is always a new lead. So I'm going to either map. Okay, no, lead source. Lead source, I'm going to map because lead source is either LinkedIn or Facebook. Let me change this one to Facebook. And this one to Instagram. So I'm going to map as well. I'm going to map that to lead source. Then status, we don't need to map. I will just come and copy what is here because every new person that enters is a new lead. So I'll copy this new lead. Why I'm copying is so that I will not go and type it and make mistake. If I type it and make mistake, and maybe where this one now, you see that it's capital N's and capital L. If I make mistake and type capital N and capital L, instead of selecting this one that is already existing, it will go and create another one on its own. But that's not what I want. You understand? So I'm going to copy it and then paste it here. Why did I paste this one? Because for every single person that comes in is a new lead. Every single person that comes into Google Sheets is a new lead. Then next follow-up date. So I have these dates here, which is YY, MM, DD. Airtable is expecting DD, MM, YY. So where should I map from? I have dates. Let me type dates here. I have date in Google Sheets, and I have another date in this formatter. So which one should I map to Airtable that will come with the correct format? From the formatter, good. So I'm going to map this one from the formatter and then click on continue. If I test this step now, it will create this record in Airtable. So let's test, and I go to Airtable. It's going to create a record. See, Chidozie Okoli, email, the same, phone number, company, everything just the way it is. So let me delete this first one. Is everybody following till now? Is there a question? Let me take the question before I continue, because we still have to create a follow-up task in Airtable. No, we'll skip this one. Slack notification. We'll send Slack notification to our Slack channel. Then update Google Sheet row. Google Sheet row. Because it's one person I picked as the test data. No, if you're doing for 100 people, you are going to set the Zapier up and turn it on. It will pick them on its own and then run and put all of them on its own. When we finish this now, we are going to test it now, and it's going to pick everybody or whoever is there. You understand? So you are not doing it one by one. You are not doing them one by one. Once you publish your data, your Zapier, and it is on. Once your Zapier is on, it will pick the information on its own and send to you don't need to even do it. That's why it's called automation. What we are still doing is manual. Yes. We're going to use that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, let me go back here and pick up some more people and add to this list. So before I pick up some more people, I want to add now. I remember why I had this next follow update. I remember why I had this date. But I won't go into that now so that I will not confuse all of us. Why I had that date before was this. The follow update is supposed to be the day this lead entered this table. You will add 2 days to it and follow the person up after 2 days. So you will set an automation that once the second day arrives, follow up with this person. So that's why I had this next follow update. So the automation is supposed to, after adding to Airtable, it will come back and add 2 days to the date that this lead was created here. So that 2 days, that day it will print here will now be the follow update. But let's leave it for now because I didn't start the explanation from beginning, so it might confuse us. So I'm going to add more information here. I added Vivian. Let's do Steven. But before I do that, let me turn this Zapier on. Publish. Whenever you're building a Zap, always publish, because publish is the save. I've created a Zap that has over 20 something steps before, and I forgot to save. By the time I came back the next morning to continue editing it, it gave me only 6 steps. The remaining 20 something don't disappear. So please don't fall a victim to that. Even as we are editing self, this thing might end up adding this data on its own. So let's I want to put these names here first before transferring, because if I start editing now, the Zapier might see it. So let's create the details here first. So I'm going to put Stephen Kanu. Mistakes like what? No, you cannot make correction. The reason why you can't make correction is if I wanted to fill Okoli Chidozie and I fill Okoli Chigozie, you don't know whether it's my name or not. So you cannot make correction. Whatever I see is what you work with. So it is now left for me that made that mistake to resubmit the form again. If I resubmit the form, it will come again and put my name, my details. The Zapier will now pick it up again. And because your email is already existing, it will go and update my name from Okolichi Gozie to Okolichi Dozie. So it is not in your place to edit anything, because if a client tells you that my name is Emeka Madman, you don't know whether it's the name or not. So you cannot say you want to edit. What are you editing? Because you don't know the person's name. You understand? Yeah. So I want to pick up some other people. Anozie Lydia. I don't even know if this thing will run before we finish. Yes. Okay, so I put phone number in email. Let me put this here. Put this here. And this one here. Okay, so let's just assume that they are all the same company with me, or let's use Digital Witch for both of them. Let's do cold email and referral. So new lead, they are both new leads. This one is 2,000. This one is 1,500. Okay, so I have the details I'm looking for now. Let me copy. Country, Nigeria. Next follow update. Let's leave it empty for now. Or let's just copy, paste. Let's just use that date. Okay, so I have this information. Let me go and paste it in the second sheet. And I would start taking your questions and we'll see if the Zapier will run while we are waiting. So if you have any question, please, you can ask now. Any question? Come, bring water for me. Is there any question, or is there anything that has been confusing us, please? Yes, you can follow all the details here, all these details here. When I did it for last set, the details I put were all fake details. These details were generated by ChatGPT itself. ChatGPT that generated all these details here, you understand? So you can just get details, any details, put it there and use it to try. It doesn't matter. You understand? You can use it to try. I'm hoping that before we leave this class, this Zapier is going to run. And status. I don't make mistake. Status is supposed to be new lead. New lead. I can set a filter here. Okay, let's go back here. I can set a filter. There's what we call filter in Zapier. What filter does, it only allows anything that matches the condition you set to continue with the automation. If it does not match the condition you set, the automation will not run. You understand? If it doesn't match it, the automation is not going to run. So for instance, if I say on this table now, you know, we have some people that their status is cold email, referral, contacted, but I only want people that has new lead under their status to continue. So even if you pick all these people, if you check and see that your status is not new lead, it will throw your data away. It will not work with it. It's only going to work with people who their status is new lead. It is possible to create such automation. You understand? It is very possible to create such automation. So what I just need to do here is, I don't want to edit this again so that it will not affect. I want this to run before we leave. Sometimes this thing takes, okay, it don't even run already. Can you guys see what happened now? Are you guys seeing my screen? Okay, if you're not seeing my screen, please, you have to leave the meeting and come back. It will correct. So you guys can see now that these two people I added now, which is this I did this for the person that was asking me if I have to do this. Had it been I added 10 people, it will add the 10 of them. I just added Stephen Kanu and Anozie Lydia. And look at this, Anozie Lydia, Stephen Kanu, done and dusted. So this is how a Zap works. Once you set it up, you see this one is an instant trigger. It does not have to wait for a particular time. You understand, to run. So I hope I answered your question. The person that was asking if I have to do it one after the other. All right. Exactly. Once you put it in Google Doc, just give it time. It will work on its own. Had it been I added 10 at the same time, it will add the 10 of them here. No. It will add the 10 of them. What is it? What happened to your face? Why? Get up. I'm coming. All right. So is there any question, or are we okay? If we're okay, let me stop this recording.